Welcome to Earthy Goddess Mama. It is Tuesday the 27th of March 2018 and I'm here with the Osho Zen Tarot just to feel into the general energies of the day. So as I say every day, this is a completely general reading for every astrological sign. If you've been guided here today, then there could be a message here for you, but it's not going to resonate with everyone, so take what you want from it, leave the rest. So just going to allow whichever cards want to come through and just feel into what energies are around today. And I just heard that there's a documentary about Osho on Netflix at the moment, so definitely going to be checking that out. It's a very interesting man. But yeah, it didn't end well for them. So it was really beyond, before his time with his messages, his spiritual messages. So this deck really, really resonates with me. Okay, so this feels enough for now. So we have the Devil card here today, which is also the card of Capricorn. And in this deck, it's all about conditioning. So it's all about, being tied and bound by this sheeple-like society that we're in. And a lot of the time that's very unconscious. Our ego is so subtle. All the conditioning that we've had our whole lives and our ancestral conditioning permeates every aspect of our life. We look to the external all the time for our validation. For example, a lot of my identity used to be really tied up with this property. And now I'm sort of surrendered to whether I stay here or whether I go. But, people's identity and external conditions you get so bound and tied by them and bound and tied by the way you've been brought up, how your parents lived, the way they parented, what sort of lifestyle they had, what sort of vocation they had. And you are unable to truly break free of those to truly break free from these ties, from this fragmentation of societal conditioning, from all these ego constraints that we place, constructs that we place on our lives very unconsciously. But you are the lion. You are an individual amongst the sheep. We all are. It's just finding that strength and that fire within us to really, really step out from the crowd, to really break free from needing anything externally, to validate our individuality or to validate who we truly are inside. Because we are just a spiritual being having this physical experience, and as much as it's really hard to grasp, because it's not meant to be grasped, it's meant to be felt into and flowed with. Everything physical is ultimately an illusion. And we have also the King of Swords here today, the King of Clouds in the Osho Zen deck. And there's a sense of wanting everything to be boxed in, wanting everything to be controlled. There's a rigid, fixed nature of this card of wanting to control every aspect of your life. Yeah, life doesn't really work that way. And whatever we try and control, we will be shown that there is really ultimately no control. Yes, you can choose what you do and how you feel each day, but ultimately, life is a mystery, and we need to surrender to those elements of life. That life is ultimately a complete mystery. And we need to break free of that and move into this ordinariness, which is, sorry about that. So instead of being fixed here and expecting things to go a certain way and trying to control every element of your life, micromanaging everything, feel into just meeting. Gently, openly, curiously, with curiosity, meeting everything. Just feel into simplicity and the peace and the ordinariness and the beauty of everyday life. The Eight of Pentacles in the Standard deck is all about, you know, building and expressing your talents and feeling into working on your creativity. In this deck, it's really a grounded energy, connecting with nature, picking flowers, growing vegetables, just the real beautiful simplicity of life that life offers us here. And you'll find success in just meeting life that way. You know, just really turning out for each moment, not trying to micromanage and control it, just really meeting it with fresh, open, curious eyes. You will feel, because this is also just working on your creativity, so there could be some sense of acknowledgement with you doing this, to really feeling into and grounding into your talents, your creative talents, and feeling and building on those, like working methodically every day towards those. Or it could just be just really keeping up with your responsibilities, you know, collect, chop wood, fetch water type energy. And there's a real sense of getting some form of acknowledgement for this. This is a real pride energy as well, though. But ultimately, I saw a post by Oprah, a speech that she was doing for a university, a college, and she was saying that even though we might not realize it, we do want to feel some sense of, are we okay in others' eyes? You know, a sense that you're seen, that you're heard, that you are here, that you are actually here, and that you matter. So even though we like try to feel into not needing validation and really coming from that sense of autonomy and independence, it is really nice for someone to say, hey, I see you and I value you and I love what you're doing. So that building on your own creativity and your own way of life and just feeling into that today could get you a sense of acknowledgement and validation from someone, because you're really, really feeling into mastering yourself. And maybe this is what this is all about, you know, making everyday life your spiritual practice, because that's what it is. We can either react to things in a negative way about what's going on in our lives, or we can gently, peacefully, with centered nature respond. Go, sweetheart. Like in this moment right now, I get to choose how I react to my 3-year-old, how I respond to my 3-year-old. He is in his own beautiful, magical, dreamy world. And right at this moment, he's not concerned about what I want to do and that I need space and quiet to do this video. He's living his own life, and me being my own master of my own destiny. And yes, sometimes we need spiritual teachers to guide us, or to go on to just withdraw from life and retreat and seek out different practices. Ultimately, our internal wisdom, our inner being, our higher self, is our guru. And at every moment we can tap into that energy and respond to life in an open, curious, centered and peaceful way. Because we're really looking at life from a whole new perspective. We're dropping this feeling of needing to control anything and surrendering to being flexible, more flexible and fluid with life. This is the Hangman in the Standard deck. So this is all about getting up off our knees and feeling the need to struggle, feeling the need, being down on our hands and knees and suffering, and rising up from that and feeling into the flexibility and fluidity of life and how we can respond to everything in our life with openness, with flexibility, with a fluid motion, just meeting it and flowing with it. there's a sense of needing to slow down and grounding ourselves. So there's two real grounded energies here. And she's really, really earthed here, but she's reaching up to the stars as well. So she's got her feet firmly on the ground, but she's reaching up to the stars and showing that she's totally grounded, yet completely unlimited in her expression of herself. So there might be a need to slow down, though, to really get your feet firmly on the earth and to move forward in a real methodical, practical way. Because there's a need to go within as well and to, yes, you see your vision, you see where you want to be. But this is the Four of Clouds. This comes after, you know, the broken-hearted, stabbing at the heart, Three of Swords. So this is the Four of Swords. This is retreating. This is going inward. This is really reflecting, sitting with, going within, and really, there is a rainbow there. You have that color, but you need to just pull back a little bit and detach to really reconnect with that. So you might continue doing this sort of work, but really be contemplative as you are doing it and really slow down and detach from any external need to connect with others at this time, because you want to be you're really feeling into reaching into a new sense of awareness, that there is the observer, but even breaking through that observer reality, just totally being the space between the in and the out breath, to really reclaiming that innocence, to breaking through the illusion of Maya, of suffering, to really stepping out of that energy, to reclaiming our innocence, to expressing yourself in every moment. And there is an innocence here. There is a sense of needing to step off the cliff, to take that leap of faith. Because in breaking through this barrier, we are breaking through all our conditioning. We're coming through and breaking through the veil and being very innocent and seeing every moment with fresh eyes. No need to micromanage or control. It is really fresh and innocent and curious and open to what is. It's a new beginning, a new awareness, a new beginning. But being very grounded in that energy, being very grounded in that energy, and understanding that everyday life is your spiritual practice. Because there is ripeness here, there is juiciness, there is abundance and prosperity and beauty. Within this, there is a time for harvest, and you're putting in that gentle, methodical work. But you're doing it with completely fresh eyes, with a completely new perspective today. And in doing so, you will get to be able to taste this juicy fruit and to feel into being okay with allowing people to look at you and say, hey, I really value what you're doing. But not needing that accolade, but actually it touching you deeply. It actually really touching you deeply. And then you feeling into your own ripeness and your own juiciness, and honoring yourself, honoring who you are and just how far you've come. Similar to yesterday, it's really a lot of messages here today, but it's about dropping control, grounding yourself, and feeling into the new today with fresh eyes. Big love, deep blessings, beautiful people. I so value your presence. Have an amazing Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.